Split 3-3. Me, Daehyun, and the Monday Caster in the middle do go for Creator, whereas you, Wolf, and Kanata do go for SOS.
Yeah, I still think SOS could probably take it. He does have matches to research on from last week against Zest, and Zest was not playing his best match. But when I come to think about it, SOS has not been playing his best either. So I don't know. It's a hard one. I did vote for SOS, yes, but I think it could go either way.
I agree with you, man. I had to take a lot of time before I made that Creator pick. I was on the fence, definitely. I had written SOS, and then I was like, no, I think Creator, it's probably his best matchup right now. I'd say his PvZ is probably his worst. PvZ is kind of in there as well, pretty good. But, even though Zest didn't play at his best, Zest, even at like 80%, 85%, is still a very, very strong Protoss. And the PvP he played is very solid, very safe. And he was just able to win in a straight-up macro PvP twice. So I do enjoy his play. I think he's a very good PvP player. And SOS, like you were saying, not showing the greatest play. Seems kind of just like wacky, just going through some kind of like midlife crisis. Like he's won too much money and he's I just got to switch it up. Like I'm just getting bored.
Well, that was him versus Zerg. I remember him losing to Lenok, I believe it was. And who else did he lose to in most recent times? Do you remember?
I don't quite remember exactly who it was, but I remember the one game on King's Angel Station specifically where he just went for like 2 base every single tech.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I doubt we'll see that sort of style in this matchup, and SOS kind of knows what to expect in this matchup too, because he did see Creator play a very, kind of safe style going to the late game and playing it pretty well there.
Yeah. And as I go in and see these stats, they scare me a lot in terms of my prediction, but this guy is an absolute powerhouse. That's actually one of the greatest win ratios I've seen out of anyone in Pro League. I think that's even better than Flash's. And his PvP, he's played so much, and he's got a great win ratio there as well.
It's been a while since we've seen that SOS, though, which is the one thing that's going for Creator, who won his last 2 PvPs against us, 3-2 currently in Pro League this season.
Yeah, you guys see that 10-4 versus Protoss ratio as well. These guys are both very good in PvP, and that's why I was most excited for this matchup specifically, or rather this game and this matchup specifically, because I think it's going to be very, very close unless we see some kind of builder to win. I would love to see it go late, even like super, super late. That would just, make my day today.
It would make mine too, Valdez. I would love that, man.
I'm sorry, Mookle.
But I think it will, as a matter of fact. But you know what? Spawns are also a factor in this map, so we'll have to see what place they spawn in, what kind of game we're going to get from this.
Yeah, very true. Well, Creator doesn't look nervous at all. He looks actually ready to go, very confident here. And we're going to jump right into it, guys. It's going to be SOS versus Creator. Creator 1 win away from bringing Prime their 2nd win. Can he do it? Let's jump into game number 4 on Foxtrot Labs. Down here in the bottom left in the red for the generic Green Wings, it is SOS.
Up here in the top right, we do have the Zest Slayer Creator for Prime. Can he do it again? Can he clutch this game and give Prime another win on the scoreboards?
I think it's definitely very possible. I remember when we were going into the cast for the first Zest versus Creator game, we were saying, okay, Zest, he's definitely favored. I would have given him, in that moment in time, probably upwards of like 75 to 25% win, in my mind at least. And Creator goes out there and just shows a great game. Zest doesn't play at his best. And I don't know. We, see the win ratios here. We know SOS is this crazy player. He's good enough to go through a winner-takes-all tournament and get $100,000. He's that kind of guy. He's got a crazy win ratio. He's a great Protoss versus Protoss player. And even in the face of all of that, can Creator do it once again? That's the question. I said yes.
You said yes. I said no. Similar builds from both. Just a little bit of a faster gateway there for SOS.
Yeah. Actually, quite a bit faster here. Maybe might have been a 10 gate, actually. Didn't get a look at that exactly. Just based on the timing.
Yeah,
very, very fast.
I would actually think so.
Only one gas so far. Okay, there goes the second gas.
Yeah, we could see a proxy with this. We could see a proxy. We could just see very early tech. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Stargate.
Would not be surprised at all. And, of course, if you rush out that Stargate, if the probe gets in your base anyway, which it will if you don't get the Mothership Core out or the Stalker to defend against it and push it out, it is going to scout the number of pylons and know something is up. So usually going for some kind of proxy at this time can get scouted if your opponent is going to go ahead and scout your base.
Going to see a probe kiss. Oh,
Ooh.
there's a bite.
Yeah, man. Bit the lip.
Messed up. Second gate now added from creator and a Stargate, like I suggested from SOS.
And already the probe scout on the way from creator, so he's going to be able to go in there and scout exactly what he's doing. Going to come around here and say, okay, you're making a Stargate in my face. Not even scared. You're just showing me 100% straight up. And we have a very fast Mothership Core on the other side of things here for creator, as well as a Stalker. He's been on the safe side. He does have that second gate that you were mentioning.
Yeah, he really just shows the Stargate in such a pretty obvious position. What is he going to make with it? It's going to be a Phoenix. Okay. All right. So I guess he just wasn't afraid to let it be scattered. He's got a build in mind. Let's see if he can make it work.
Yeah. Well, you do see the Twilight Council coming down here. Would not be surprised to see Blink. Of course, he could also, possibly hide a Dark Shrine. With that Stargate tech, you're going to have to get that Oracle out, possibly to get the detection if you aren't playing safe with that robotics facility. Of course, that is a little bit later down on the line, and with the Chrono Boost here on the Warp Gate research, would not be surprised to see a bit of a faster attack here out of creator. And there we go. You see the Blink, see the third gate as well, and so does this Phoenix. He sees everything.
Still adding Phoenix, which is kind of interesting, actually, Valdez. I mean, what does he have planned with this kind of style? It's going to be hard because this Blink Slug is on the way. Ooh, busted. Gonna have to get out pretty quick. Smart.
He's going to have to recall, like, right now. Okay, there he goes.
He misses everything. Unlucky. 3 gateways added for creator. Is he going to be aggressive? Uh-oh, Phoenix found him. Could have really used that. Going to throw down the Nexus.
Okay. Also adding a Sentry. Not a bad idea. Just sit in your mineral line while your Nexus gets up. You know that your opponent doesn't have that many units to really threaten your Nexus. And you can just get that up a lot faster than your Stargate-going opponent. But, of course, SOS does transition into Robo faster, so that is a bit of a trade-off.
Oh, bit scary for the Sentry, though, because Phoenix will kill that very quickly. Nice flyby, getting 3 probes.
Blink almost done here, and once that's done, it's going to make it a lot easier to fend off those Phoenixes. Finally, the Nexus does come down here from SOS. And now the robotics facility is made from creator, so he can transition into that Robotech a bit later. He's going to have less Immortals, but he's also going to have the Blink and the earlier Nexus. So that's the trade-off here going into the mid-game.
Yeah, a much faster Nexus. So he can capitalize on this, but obviously got to be careful of those Phoenix. They're still pretty healthy as well. They can't take a lot of hits. Flying back into that main base. Now the natural.
Yeah. Blink under. Like I was saying before, a lot harder to get damage done with the Phoenixes with Blink out on the map. Then again, the Blink isn't really going to be able to ever kill the Phoenixes if your control is good enough. It's really just there to ward off the Phoenixes, not allow them to get that much damage.
Makes them just a bit more cautious.
Yeah.
Been trying to commit to probe kills. Yeah, it's a pretty cool style though. Like obviously he gets all the scouting he will ever need. Ooh. Nice fake out, but Creator reads it, still loses 2 probes.
Four just coming down at a similar timing here. It's really going to come down to who spends more chrono boost on that. And the biggest thing that I noticed here, as well as the observer actually, is that the amount of mortals coming out for SOS is much higher. He's already gotten 2. He's got a 3rd on the way. He actually cancels it now and starts a robotics bay. Okay.
So just defensive measures against Blinkstalker aggression. But none is going to be coming his way. Simply Creator playing that defensive style that we didn't see him play against Zest.
Yeah, this is what he's comfortable doing. He wants to get to that mid-late game PvP. Doesn't really want to get into the shenanigans. And now he's adding his own Templar archives. He's got Immortals on the way of his own. And now we're going to go into that first-person view.
Nice time for it this time, actually. We get to see the Phoenix sort of control, as well as what they're going to be planning on 2 bases.
See a Twilight Council being added over there in a blink of an eye for SOS.
Still, in this kind of situation, it is kind of passive. So I appreciate the effort, but we're not seeing too much.
Not today.
I'd love to see kind of the first person views when they start fighting, when that 2-base sort of attack comes, if it does.
Yeah. Do have a decent number of High Templar already out on the map. Probably looking for those Phoenixes, wants to snipe them out of the air with the feedbacks.
Oh, and they will in a second. We're seeing the Phoenix kind of run towards them. Oh. Oh, he gets them all. Nearly kills all 3. Does about... puts them all on like about a 1/3 of HP.
Yep. And that will deny actually picking up that probe, which made the 3rd base. So that Nexus is going to come up pretty fast here for Creator, and SOS is going to have to respond. Does he go for the attack, or does he take his own 3rd base? It looks like he's got a probe over there at the 3rd base location. And there it is.
Going into that Colossi tech a lot earlier than Creator as well. Seems like Creator might be just gearing up for a... oh, never mind. He is adding that Robo base, so he will be going to Colossi as well. It's all good. I like this Warp Prison, though. Zealot drops can create a lot of chaos, especially if he has a plan to cancel that 3rd base as we see units move across the map.
Yep. This is a pretty strong army, I have to say. Before there are that many Colossi, there's only 1 Colossus out on the map here for SOS. Usually you're going to want around, 3. He does have those 3 Immortals in the mix, which are going to be very good against those high number of Stalkers. But this is the main attack, actually. A ton of damage being done to this mineral line right now. Already 5 probes going down. He's easily going to be able to cancel this 3rd base at the same time and get the Mothership Core as well.
Oh, man.
Creator doing an incredible amount of damage at this moment in time.
He is so far ahead at this point, getting that 3rd base nearly finished. Going into Colossi of his own, he will have the same composition, same upgrades. The only thing he'll be lacking is charge lots, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so. There we go. It finally goes up there on that production tab. Man, that Mothership Core, it had full energy. Not able to do anything. Creator doing a really nice job of just pulling SOS apart.
I wonder, he's going to go for the 3rd base, okay. So I wondered if he was going to get desperate and maybe try for attack. He is down 20 supply at this point. He is down in economy. He's down in a base for a very long time.
Yeah, remade Mothership Core doesn't have that much energy. And so far, we do see a cannon added here at the natural, so the Zealot's going to have a much harder time of getting damage done this time. Or does he even go for the natural now? He's seen that. Could possibly go for some pylons over here, or just try to fight against these Zealots that are warped in. There we go. Is he going to warp in more? Well, the Colossuses pop out, and with the Phoenixes out on the map, pretty much just a sacrifice. You may want to drop those Zealots out and try to go for more damage.
You see SOS posturing still on 2 base. I think he's looking for that attack, that big attack that's going to come down. Maybe even into the natural if Creator is not paying attention, which he currently is not. Could be at a disadvantage when it comes to positional
Yeah, maybe.
Oop.
You sneak in, but he has spotted it now, and Creator's got a really nice concave. I don't think SOS wants to fight into that.
So he's got to be on top of this. He cannot let SOS transition to the third base.
Trying to go for that feedback. It's trying to come in, and there's the feedback.
Wow.
No energy on the Mothership core now. Some more feedbacks going down.
And still, SOS not committing. He's going to have to try and run back. Finally starts committing. But I don't know if it's going to be enough, Elders.
We have Zealots coming from the right side at the same time. That time warp is really, really nice. This is really close, but so far the Colossi of Creator are much better protected. But here we go. Some more Zealots warped in by SOS coming from the left side. And this is incredibly close right now. Both players at very even supplies, but just enough warp-ins here from Creator will push back SOS just barely at the end. Creator talking to himself in the booth right now.
Such a close fight.
Unbelievable. And if it's close, while Creator has 3 bases to 2, it's not looking good for SOS.
He's got to make it happen in the next attack, or he simply will just not have enough. It is actually 3 Colossi to the 2 of SOS, so Creator, the important lead in composition.
I'm just not sure what SOS can do at this point. Creator's got a lot of production on these 3 bases.
I think he knows it as well. He's playing very cautious. He knows the longer this goes on, the bigger his advantage.
SOS didn't have extended thermal lance.
No, that is a big problem.
Uh-oh.
That is a big problem, fellas.
Well, it's completed now. He's going to get to poking. But taking a big swipe there from the 4 Colossi of Creator. Creator kiting back with his Zealots. He's got a greater number. He's had these Archons in the back as well. But those Immortals doing a lot of damage. But again, the Zealots being warped in here by SOS. And I just don't think this is going to be enough.
Oh, a blink forward as well. Going for that weakened Colossi. Takes it down. The other one is going to get blown up. And
GG. Creator's done it again.
This guy is sick at PvP.
Oh my god, man. And this is such an important game for Prime. You know, they're kind of out of the playoffs, but it doesn't matter. It's about their pride at this moment in time, and it also affects the rankings at the top.
Yeah, he can ruin all the chances of everyone else, which is also pretty fun.
Yeah, Jin Air is not going to be able to clinch that first place spot ever. And I think they will be okay for the playoffs, but don't quote me on that. I think they're going to have to win their last game, in fact. But Prime looking better and better. Creator, his PvP is just becoming better and better.
He's starting to carry like he did last year at times. Like he's coming back into that form. He's taking the role of the ace player, and he is doing especially well in PvP now, mixing it with the best Protosses in the world.
Yeah, and one thing to note is this is just round 1 of Pro League 2015. This is just round 1. You know, even if they don't get into the playoffs, maybe they get ranked 6th or something. They get like a small amount of points, but if they can win this consistently in round 2, 3, and 4 with Creator as their ace, you know, look towards Prime to actually winning some games.
Very exciting time. There's SOS a little shamed.
I don't know, man. Like, I'd be ashamed. Like, I'd be sad with myself, but Creator's play is just stellar.
Oh, he's playing fantastic.
Really got to hand it to him.
There's a reason he beat Zest 2-0.
Yep. Beat Zest 2-0, and now he's taking out SOS 1-0. And I have to say, with that first Maru win, I was expecting a 3-0 on the side of Jin Air, but it's the, well, not the total opposite here, but we do see a 3-1 from Prime. Definitely not expected. Maru able to take out Zaun, and then Yoda takes out Kier, Myungsik takes out Rogue. Pretty funky build, and then Creator takes out SOS in a very straight-up PvP.
Great day, Valdez. I wish I wasn't so sick to enjoy it with you, but nonetheless, I'm still here, and so excited for next week when it really comes down to it. You know, only 1 week left before the playoffs.
Yeah, that's going to be the deciding week, but before that, this is the picture painted for you guys. So far, SK Telecom, T1 is on top by far. CJ Entis was undefeated for a while, but they've taken 2 losses in a row now, and SK Telecom is just way far ahead. Up 10 indicator points and an extra win at this point. Jin Air Green Wings, with that loss, they move down to 4th place. And if they lose and KT Rolster wins, they're going to be knocked out of the playoffs.
Yeah, can you imagine that? It's
off the loss to Prime.
Yeah, Prime just ruining everything.
It's so funny. KT Rolster themselves also losing to Prime. So that does come into that factor as well. Zest, he stays on top, 6-4. Innovation gains another win today, as does Dark. They join Life up there with 5 wins. Cure not able to get a win. Goes down.
Creator making his way up. Won the last 3 games he's played, all against Protoss. And yeah, I mean, looking at the rest, Biel 4-3, Maru 4-3, and Byung 4-4. They're doing okay for themselves, but not as special as Creator.
Yeah. Maru just trying to get up in the rankings. He took a bit of early losses, and it's still pretty neck and neck. Let's say Maru takes Ace match and he